Man, Miami Heat advanced. They advanced, like they said. He picked Miami in 6. They won at the crib in Dwayne Wade house in 6. All right.
Hmm.
So David, it's your squad. Normally we flip flop who goes first, but Flores, you go first. All right. So y'all won game 6, like you predicted in the beginning of the series. Talk to. I know the first series you played in, you were a little surprised. This one you already knew was going to happen, and it actually happened the way you thought it was. So
Yeah.
talk to us about the series.
Yeah. Now, this is not to say that I expected a blowout because I said this last time that I don't expect us to blow them out. I said it would be a close game, but we're going to be at home. We're going to win. Now, everything I factored into it, I didn't know. I just knew that at the end of the day, Miami was going to find a way to close out. Jimmy did what he was supposed to do at the end because he didn't play particularly well in the first half. In the third and fourth quarters, when he really stepped up and started being a little bit more aggressive. Now, I will say this: I will give the Knicks this credit. They played Jimmy Butler really good the last 2 or 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
They defended him very well, and that's shout out to Josh Hart. Um, was it Obi
Grimes.
Toppin was in the game? Grimes. They
Grimes.
played him. They played him very smartly. This was something that I'll give Thibs a credit to as well because this is something that the Bucks didn't do when Jimmy was going crazy on them. They kept putting single players on them. Thibs was like, "No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure that I get the ball out of your hands, and you
Mm-hmm.
force other players to be able to do that." This is why I give a shout out to the team in this series because this is a team series win. Even though Jimmy was probably more than likely he was the leading scorer of the team,
He was.
it wasn't a Jimmy Butler led series. This was a team led series because Bam Adebayo stepped up.
Yeah, he did.
He pretty much was out rebounding Mitchell Robinson like it was easy for him. Um, Also, Kevin Love has stepped up in some games. He always had some of those passes. And Kyle Lowry off the bench has played like I wanted him to when I said that I would rather have him come off the bench than have Gabe Vincent starting. This is the lineup that I said that we feel like we have better advantage with because Gabe Vincent is younger. He's a little bit he's more quicker. He plays good defense just like Kyle Lowry, even though Kyle Lowry has always been known for playing great defense. But he
Mm-hmm.
plays good enough defense. Now, I'll say this: our defense is not going to be able to stop one player. Jalen Brunson is Jalen Brunson. He's going to do what he's supposed to do. I didn't expect us to be able to shut him down to hold him under 20 points and all that. I knew he was going to go crazy. It was everyone else that I was like, all right, what are we going to do with everybody else? So Julius Randle, who everyone said he had a really good year this year in the regular season, and he did. But all I said was, what is he going to do in the playoffs? He did not do what he needed to do in the playoffs to be considered one of these really great players, or to be considered a great player or a superstar. Clearly, the best player on the team is Jalen Brunson. He's the
Yeah.
best player and the leader on the team, clearly. And the crazy thing is, he didn't even make an All NBA team, but Julius Randle did.
Mm.
So
Woo.
Julius Randle, I don't know what they're gonna do with you. Stephen A. want to get you out the door. Stephen A. wants you traded. I mean, I wouldn't say trade you, but hey, I'm not a Knicks fan either, so I could really care less. But um, all I gotta say is this was not an easy series at all. This was a tough series against a really good defensive Knicks team. But Miami pulled it off like they were supposed to. Duncan Robinson had showed up when he needed to. Gabe Vincent did what he was supposed to do. Everyone stepped up when they needed to. So this was a great team win. Shout out to Eric Spoelstra, who I believe should be considered, if not the best coach in the league, one of the best coaches in the league. There's no reason why he should be underrated because 3 out of the last 4 years, without a superstar on the team, he's gotten to the Eastern Conference Finals 3 of the last 4 years. The only time he didn't make it was after the bubble when the off season was shortened because of COVID and everything was all those games were played so closely. Other than that, he's been to the Eastern Conference Finals every single year with Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, yeah, Dave. I like what you said in the beginning. You said this was a team win, and it was, because last series against the Bucks, it was a Jimmy series. Like Jimmy went crazy that series. But this one, they did a good, like you said, a good job, especially Grind. I thought Game 5, he did an awesome job on Jimmy Butler. He played the whole game. He was on Jimmy Butler the whole time, and he did a great job. That's why he played all the whole game. Also, this man. Also, Jalen Brunson. I gotta give him his props. because I remember when they signed Jalen Brunson to the Knicks, a lot of people in the media, including your boy Stephen A. Smith, shout out to Stephen A. Smith, was like, why are we paying? I like Brunson. He's a good player, but I wanted Donovan Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted Donovan Mitchell. A lot of people were mad that they got Jalen Brunson over Donovan Mitchell, and they were upset of the money they paid Jalen Brunson. But even I question, like, is Jalen Brunson really worth that money? I'm like, but they had to pay somebody, so they got Jalen Brunson. That was my
Yep.
mindset. And coming into the series, right, I did not know that he would play as well as he did. I mean, he was unguardable, unguardable. Like no matter who they put on him. And Vincent, he's a good defender. He does good against point guards, but he had no business with Jalen Brunson. You know, they put everybody on them, they couldn't work, but it didn't matter because of Julius Randle. Julius Randle, he showed up last game. He had a pretty good game, right? It wasn't a great one, pretty good, not an all NBA type game. He had a good game. And then he turns around in game 6, Dave. He gets to a good start. Like, you know, he get a block. You know, he get 2 buckets. He get into the foul line. I'm like, okay, Randall. And then the man finished like 3 from 15, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, Julius Randle. They need more from you. Now, if I'm a New York Knicks, I am getting rid of Julius Randle. This is the second time in a row. First time, the excuse was he didn't have another guy. Derrick Rose was the second guy, and Derrick Rose is Derrick Rose. Shout out to Derrick Rose. Now they gave him a guy, and he showed up, and you still didn't. Like, if Julius Randle had an okay game, they beat y'all yesterday. This is an okay game. They lost by 4 while him playing terrible. So if I was the New York Knicks, I will get rid of Julius Randle. I really would. You know, the coach tips, I'll get to him later. All right. But Julius Randle, I was definitely get rid of him. But shout out to Miami Heat. I had Miami Heat winning in 7. You know, I was trying to make it tough for Dave. It didn't work. Max Juice, you know, he showed up. Bam! You gotta get Bam some props, man. Bam been in
Oh,
the doghouse, been out of the doghouse. People call him bum out of body
yep.
or that stuff.
JMO
Bam
started
showed up.
calling him Bum Adebayo.
One thing about Bam, he showed up in key moments. He was 9 from 20, I think, 9 for 20. But Dave, I felt like every 9 field goals he hit, each last one of them
Mm-hmm.
was timely, like crazy. Like New York was making a run, and then he'll get a field goal. Or New York was stretching the lead, then he'll get a field goal. I'm like, matter of fact, in the first play, like in the beginning of the game, y'all was going back and forth, nobody was scoring, and he got a dunk. You know, so I'm like, it's like he played really good. And Mitchell Robinson was on the court for no reason because Bam was still getting his no matter what's going on. All right,
Mm-hmm.
I still got that visual, that hook shot he hit last game or 2 games ago. All right, so shout out to Miami Heat, Eric Spo. I still got my man Mike Brown over you. I'm sorry. You know, I think Mike Brown's a better coach than Eric Spo right now. All right, but no, I'm not gonna say that. Eric Spo is a proven coach, but Eric Spo, the reason why I think he's not getting his props because in the regular season he's not consistent in the regular season. Now he does show up in the playoffs, which matters more as a coach, I believe. So he should be considered the best coach because in the playoffs, that's when coaching actually matters. Right?
Mm-hmm.
When they know you, I know you, you know me. I still got to out scheme you. All right. So shout out to Miami Heat. Now you got to deal with 76ers or the Boston Celtics. And Dave, no matter who coming out that series, I'm picking them.
Hey,
Not
I feel
Miami.
you. I feel you. And I told you who I'm picking. I'm picking us in 7, no matter who we play. So I know,
Let's get
and I
it.
know that, and I know that game 7 is going to be on the road. But I'm sticking with my guys.
Got
As
an
Jamer
AC
would
in the
say,
Eastern Conference Finals.
as Joe would say, I mean not Joe, as Jamer would say, I'm 10 toes down.
Let's get it. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.